Yes, yes, family. We are here. We are here. We're here. All right. What's going on, y'all? Man, thank y'all for tuning in to the Intellectual Soapbox. Today's topic of discussion is we all have our struggles. Okay. Let me get my banner up. You know what I'm saying? Get everything situated. All right. Get my music playing and everything. Okay. And I'm definitely going to get to the chat. Chat, give me 1 second. I'm just getting my music and everything else, situated real quick. All right. I'm gonna turn the music down too because I know it's pretty super loud. So I'm gonna turn it down. All right, here we go. Uh oh. Oh, hey, Lady Mariah, she on fire.
Hi.
What's up, girl? What's
I'm
up,
good.
Lady
I'm
Mariah? What's
good.
up, girl?
Yeah, they closed our job down early here in Georgia because of all the ice. And I said, "Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go support my boy." I'm here.
Yeah. Yes,
Absolutely.
ma'am. You know what I mean? And listen, we are streaming on both networks, okay? So we're streaming on Embrace the Grace and we're streaming on my network as well, on our network as well, Intellectual Soapbox. Me and Grace have some shows that we are definitely gonna have lined up very soon, coming on Saturdays. You know what I mean? And we're just kind of just working through schedules and all that, y'all. So please be patient with us. Please be with us. I love the glasses, Grace. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. Yeah,
They're
I
they're
had to
good to
get them.
see.
They real too. They prescription. That rapper getting old. That rapper getting old.
Grace is funny, man. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get to the chat, and then me and Grace are gonna get to the discussion. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go from there. All right, so chat, I do see y'all, so let me acknowledge y'all. All right, number one, okay, we got M3 in the building. He said the struggle is real. Absolutely. All right, we have the link pinned in all the chats across the network. Okay, so please feel free to come up. Y'all know the rules of engagement. Y'all know what it is. Be respectful and all that. Y'all know what it is. Salute to my man. You don't like my music. He said life is suffering. Buddhism's first noble truth. Salute to the homie Philip Boone. What's going on? Salute, salute, salute. You know what I mean? She says good afternoon to all the embraces. What's going on, all the embraces? She's here to support the fam. Absolutely, absolutely. You know what I mean? Press the like button. You know what I mean? If it resonates with you, definitely show some love. All right. Salute to the man Colton James Hodge. Salute. Definitely, definitely. And you know, like my said, they don't worry about the threats to democracy. They worry about the threat of democracy. Okay, okay, Philip. I mean, look, you don't like my music starting early. I see you. I ain't even dropped my video yet. You know what I mean? Or the videos that I got, you're already on there. I see you, family. I see you. So Grace, when I say we all have our struggles, what does that mean to you? Number one, how are you doing? And two, when I say we all have our struggles, what comes to mind? You know what I mean? What do you think about?
Well, first of all, I'm good. Thanks for asking. My work day was cut short because, like I said, Georgia's got a lot of ice. It's supposed to snow again, so for people's safety, they just shut it down. And as far as when I hear that concept, we all have our struggles. We do. They may be not the same struggles that you and I have, so and they may not be as severe, but a struggle is a struggle is a struggle. That's why you just never know what somebody could be going through, and just a kind smile, a thank you, just being nice to somebody can just change the whole mood of a person. And then I don't allow anybody to change my mood or my vibration. I'm like, wait, hold. So we just got to respect each other and be nicer to each other. That's what I think about, because a lot of us are struggling indoors, inside, and we just don't let, because we were raised never let them see you sweat. Men were trained to suffer in silence. And especially in today's day, we all struggling. Even the rich are struggling. Look what's happening in Palisades, California. They crying about the $1 million mansions. So we all got struggles. We just have to navigate this world and just be kinder to each other. With that, I digress. My mic is muted.
Man, definitely, definitely. Now, with having our struggles, that means that we all have like addictions and things that we are gonna go through, right? Now, I have a professional, you know what I mean, who posted a video, short on YouTube, and I wanted to share this, right? Salute to King Libra, salute, salute. My music said a famous psychiatrist once said there's so much pain and suffering in this world than we could possibly imagine. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so let me share this video real quick. We're gonna get right into it. You know what I mean? I ain't playing no games because I ain't got a lot of time. know what I mean? I definitely want to get some R&R in today, and I definitely will. You know what I mean? Some chill time. Y'all know how I do. You know what I mean? So fair use. Let me throw my fair use banner. All right. So this is a doctor, Dr. Trotman. All right. He's going to share his perspective on addiction and struggles. Let's hear it.
What's the fastest way to help someone struggling with addiction?
I can imagine this question may have come from a family who is at the end of their wits or very fearful that harm will come to their loved one who's suffering with addiction. The question is the fastest way to help them. We have to meet them where they are. We have to check our ego, our anger, our family of origin dynamic at the door. We have to meet them where they're at with love, because it may mean small steps towards harm reduction. A knee-jerk response for many families is to just come to someone who's suffering and shame them into submission. That's not going to work. That's going to turn them away. It's going to make them feel unloved. They already probably feel unloved. What I've found to be helpful is to just sit down, let them know you are unconditionally there. You're going to meet them where they're at. You're going to listen, and you're just going to be a stalwart of support, not enabling, but support on the journey.
Dr.
All right, family, what you think about that? I think Grace.
My bad. I was double muted.
It's all good.
It's true. A lot of us have to learn. I mean, if we don't know what it means, we need to look it up. Empathy. We have to empathize. I mean, a lot of people may say, "Oh, you could get off of that. You could stop this. You could stop that," but it's harder than most people know and think. And if we're really ready to help somebody, I think we should educate ourselves on how to help them, what exactly they are going through, because addictions ain't nothing nice. And there's a lot of addictions. We just have to show empathy, fam, and a lot of us just don't know how to do that. But we also got to sometimes show tough love, because, you know, if you show too much empathy, now we're disabling people. And, you know, sometimes you got to shake some sense into them as well, but you just got to take each case by case and really adapt to that person. I mean, if you're there to help, but don't kick a person while they're down, because, you know, there's some people that'll help you up, but they got a razor blade in their hand while they're helping you up. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with that too. People claim they want to help you, and they will, but they're only helping you for clout or clicking views. You know what I'm saying? But they got a razor hand in their hand while they're helping you up and cutting you at the same time. So you got to be careful who also you allow to help you.
Wow, that is so true. That is so true. And I love what you said. Just, you know, being aware of the people that are around you and who are trying to help you, but also, you know what I mean? Like he was saying, just being willing to listen and hear people out. And there's different forms of things that we struggle, right? There's different forms of addiction. Let's get into one that's super, super obvious, but I don't know if we really see it, right? I don't know if we see this addiction. But I'm going to play the video on this one, right? You know what I mean? Because sometimes we're not aware that this is something that we are addicted to, right? But it is an addiction as well. All right, so we're going to get into that, and then we will give commentary afterwards, all right? Fair use, everyone, fair use.
You're addicted to your phone, you're addicted to social media. This is the hack that takes 2 seconds that saved me so much time. I actually turned my screen into black and white. And so you can fix this in the settings. And what happens is all of a sudden you stop reaching for your phone as much because it becomes less addicting. If you do it for 24 hours, I promise it's the craziest thing in the world. When you pull it back up again and you actually turn color back on, you'll be like, whoa. And you'll realize why it's so addicting to begin with. And so if you have those struggles, at least like I did, it was one of the best and highest ROI hacks that I had to make my phone less addicting.
The phone addiction. Okay.
Fam, he's right. I was losing sleep. One of my New Year's resolutions was to get more sleep. And it was that phone that was keeping me up. And we are all addicted to our phone. And we just got to set time aside for family, loved ones, and just time for yourself. Bump that phone. That phone going to be there but your rest, your state of mind, and your peace is not going to, you're right. That is when I think that besides drugs, alcohol, and sex, the phone is one of the biggest addictions on top of all of that. Do you agree?
I mean, but I definitely do. But it's like, okay, I love the perspective of just like turning it black and white, and maybe that changes our just maybe the neurons in our mind, right? That's addicted to light and things of that nature. Maybe that completely shuts it off, right? And I get that is a helpful tool, but I do believe because the phone, we are so reliant on our phone and on technology, it's kind of hard not to be addicted, right? And even in a sense, maybe it's an addiction that that we have to monitor, but it's almost to the point where we have to literally have to use our phones. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't really a choice. You know what I mean? Like if I don't use my phone, I'm not gonna be successful, right? I'm not gonna be able to do what I need to do on social media. Salute the Grizz and them 3. Glad you brothers popped in. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be able to do the film like Grizz is doing. I'm not gonna be able to do the pictures like M3 is doing. I'm not gonna be able to go live, right? The embraces ain't gonna be embraced if you don't use technology, Grace, right? Like they not gonna feel
I know that's right. I know.
You feel what I'm saying? So we need it, but then we also have to be cognitive of how we're using it and what it's doing to us, right? You know what I mean? Is it because some people say it causes, certain diseases like cancer and things of that nature. So are we really aware of that? And if we are aware of that, then how do we do it? Like, how do we take the time to say, all right, and I've had to do that. I say, okay, you know what? All right, when I finish eating, I'm going to do this task and that task before I jump on anything else, right? Before I jump on the Call of Duty, right? Before I jump on doing this job, before I do this and do that, let me take care of these chores. Let me have some R&R time, some bathroom reading time, some time to meditate, pray, whatever, read a book. You know what I mean? Call some people. You know what I mean? Talk to Grizz, talk to them 3, talk to whoever, right? Talk to you. Let me take the time out to do that, because if I'm not, then guess what? My whole day gonna go by, and I'm gonna be focused on technology. And I'll be focused on me doing what I want to do as far as technology, right? So it's just having that balance, right? So I'm gonna let y'all just chime in whenever y'all want to chime in, whether it's you, Grace, M3, Grizz, whoever, and y'all can just chime in on what y'all think.
Well, I think first of all, salutes to you guys. Salutes to Embrace the Grace, Mr. Best and Grizz, man. Good to see you guys up here. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so real brief, man, because I know I'm driving, so I ain't gonna be there for too long. But I mean, when it comes to like our pocket computers, which is our cell phones, I mean, cell phones, just like microwaves and everything else, carry like those microwaves. It carries those wave signals. And a lot of times, like it does, like, over time, it will mess. That's all what scientists will say. It will mess with our neurological systems, because really our state of mind and body is not really supposed to be consuming. But we live in a world where it's like we're heavily dependent on technology. Even the car that I drive has tons of microwaves. We have Wi-Fi, internet signal. Those are microwaves as well too. Everything that is like, transmitted, right, that you can't really see through, radio frequencies, is all around us. This is right now, this is what's helping, keep this like, society afloat. This was helping keep like these jobs running. And unfortunately, without technology, this government, this United States or whatever, like the world would just be crashing. Because we're trying to advance every year, every lifetime of it. So there's always going to be a pros and cons to something. But as always, if you compare this like to food, food is a necessity, well, yeah, it is a necessity, but a lot of people go beyond because of what they want, not even because of what you need. You can survive by just eating like bread and water alone. You know what I mean? As long as you're able to get up. But we like flavor in our takes. That's the same thing, like when it comes to what we consume ourselves into. what we need to do is make sure that, okay, when the first thing that we wake up in the morning, I get that our phone is also comes in handy as far as like our alarm system, and that's the first thing that we see, like when we wake up in the morning, to shut that thing off. But try to get up and get a glass of water, afterwards. Just drink something, you know what I mean? Something that's gonna keep you refreshed for a minute. Something that's gonna help start the day off. Spend less time on something that is not going to be beneficial, and more time on something that's going to really improve like your mental health and well-being. So that's the way how I kind of look at it. Everything requires like a balance.
Anybody
Absolutely.
else can chime in? Go ahead, Grizz.
So what M3 said was actually true. Everything had a balance, but actually, you know what? I actually, because I was on my computer, and knowing me all day, every day. I actually had to take a break from editing because I was like, you know what? Everything's getting claustrophobic. I don't feel like watching TV, so I just wanted to go take a walk down the street, and then I came right back. I sat outside, I talked to my neighbor, walked his dog a little bit, talked to him, man talking, whatever, just digress from my video editing, digress from my phone a little bit, and just taking the trees, taking the air. And technology, and like I've been hearing a lot of these youngest nowadays is, oh, I need TikTok, and oh, I need this, and that. And I'm like, y'all want, and like, even, you know what? I'm gonna take it as far as my son. My son gets really agitated because he can't watch TV, and I have to remind him every single day of the week. I'm like, son, we're not in the 90s anymore. You can go press the button to watch anything you want any given second of the day. You're not watching actual television. So yeah, I feel like technology has become a drug. And I was actually watching this documentary about this guy supposedly from the year 50 something. It's on the CW app. And supposedly he's telling us how technology is going to be taking over, how AI is taking over, and that we're going to be the whole ozone layer is going to be messed up because of what we're doing and stuff like that. And I do feel like we do need a balance, like food, but that's a whole different topic about food. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, I feel like we do need the detox, and we do need to step away from our social media and from our phones, because phones can cause cancer. You're not supposed to put. So I've been seeing some people putting their phone in their chest or in their hip pocket. And I'm like, you really don't want to do that, because it can cause cancer. It can cause some type of disease, and it's actually scientifically speaking. I saw a documentary about this too. We're not supposed to have our phones close to us all the time, because even to our faces, it can cause burns, radiation type stuff, and within our bodies and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess my mic is muted.
Definitely. Grace, anything you want to share before I throw up the next video?
I just want to say, guys, that everything in moderation. I know it's kind of cliche, but we just got to learn to balance. There's nothing wrong with using your phone, but everything in moderation. There's nothing wrong with watching TV like your son, Grizz, but in moderation. We just got to learn to utilize other things. Go outside, read a book, go get a massage. Everything in moderation. I'm never going to give up I love chocolate and sweets, but you know what? I've cut it down. Instead of buying 6 boxes of snacks, I'm only buying 1. Because I like variation. I don't know what I'm going to feel like eating that night, but you know what? It is what it is. Everything in moderation. I'm shocked that I see fruits in my refrigerator right now. I didn't buy a lot, but there's fruits in there. So we just got to do. That's the biggest key: moderation, balance.
Man, thank you for sharing that, Grace. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give a quick pause for the cause. See the people in the comments, man, showing love. I see y'all. Let me go up. You know what I mean? Give a shout out, Biggie. What's going on here in the background? What's going on, bro? All right, so salute to Lady E. What's going on, Lady E? Salute to you. You know what I mean? Glad you popped up. You know what I mean? I know you've been a blizzard, but yeah, you know what I mean? Which a lot of people are, including Grace. But yeah, hopefully you're battling through the blizzard. You already know. Salute to the distinguished professor. Salute, salute, salute. Also, giving a shout out to She Stole My Thunder. I don't know if M3 got the sound effects, maybe doing his car, I don't know, but if he does, go ahead and 3D thing. You muted in 3.
Shit. Oh, excuse me. All right. When raindrops fall from the sky, it's not a cloud. Well, actually, what I used to say? You know what? Stop. Let me stop with the remixing, right? Look, we got a Canadian that's in the chat, and this person is always so fly. Excuse my stutter, my stumble. She stole my thunder, but you are the one that's always so humble. There we go. I tried to make something rhyme, but it didn't really work that well. But anyway,
okay.
Salute
Yeah, salute to the Fire Podcast. You know what I mean? He's giving a shout out to Grace. He's saying he loved to hear. You know what I mean? All right. You know what I mean? He's saying Little Mariah's on fire. Mariah's on fire. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Through the Fire Podcast. Make sure you guys support all the content creators you see on the screen and the ones in the chat, whether it's Through the Fire Podcast, you know, whether it's Lady E, whoever else y'all see, you don't like my music, please support all content creators, you know what I mean, in the chat and, and on the screen. All right? So let's get to the next video, man. You know, I'm marching through, man, because like I said, I definitely want to get my relaxation on. I got to do a lot of things in my house, you know what I mean, before the day is over. So, yeah, let me get to this one here. This is a kind of hard perspective. Like, this brother was really going in. All right, but we need to hear other perspectives as well, right? We done kind of had, the gloves on perspective, but now we're gonna get the gloves off because he went ham on this. So fair use to this, and let's hear what the brother got to say.
A true addiction, I can't be around you because I've beat my addictions and I have a whole lot of life goals, and you being caught up in your habits and your addictive behavior and your inability to control your urges is going to fuck my life up.
Right.
I'm not getting involved in that. And it doesn't matter if it's been a year or 2 years. It wouldn't matter if it's 5 years. Like, you start doing shit that's going to fuck my life up.
I'm good.
Yeah, there's a problem. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, if you love your person and you've been married for 10 years and you see that something that you're doing is really starting to affect them, if you truly love them, you would stop that.
Right.
Before it really becomes a fucking problem. And if you don't, it's because you're selfish or you have your other issues going on or whatever the case may be. Or maybe you're just not fucking in love anymore. And you're just, having love, because there's a fucking difference. If you have a
Oh, I told you the gloves was gonna come off, and they came off. He wasn't holding back nothing. Gee, he bought the gun, the knife, and everything else. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, it seemed like a person who, although I applaud for him to overcome his addiction, his struggles, but at the same time, it sounded like, he's a little bit on the high almighty type of tip. And one person in the comment says, imagine if people who helped him felt that way. Imagine the people who helped him to get to where he's at right now express that same type of rhetoric that he's expressing to whoever else that he's referring to. My overall point is that, look, like, everyone has a struggle to something. Everyone has an addiction to something. Whether if it's socially acceptable or not, you have an addiction, and sometimes those addictions, right, are hard to really overcome by. One, you got to be at a point where you feel like you really need the help. And two, you really feel like you really need to change and believe in the best of your ability to make it happen. So I think that the best way, I would just say it, right? And I'm not just saying like, call the people or whatever, because sometimes if you are, let's just say you're a drug addict. Well, a former drug addict, right, cannot be around with other drug addicts, right, that has now overcame their addiction because they know they're going to falter. But at the same time, there's a better way of how to really express and address, like, the way how you feel. You know what I mean? But again, to each their own. That is my overall opinion to it. I know I do have to roll out, but yeah, I'm just giving my 2 cents to it.
Definitely.
All right, I'm going to share something with you that a lot of people didn't know about me. It was my little dirty secret. I was going through a lot of stress a couple years ago, and I picked up smoking again, cigarettes. Nobody really knew. It was just something that I would do at home by myself. When I went to work, I would not even smoke a cigarette till I got home because I don't even like the smell of cigarettes. But I knew that I had to quit. I knew that. So I started weaning myself off from 2 packs a week to 1 pack a week, then a half a pack a week. And I quit, guys. I've been 5 weeks today that I have not had one. Now, the funny thing is I got a full pack in the drawer sitting right next to my Nicorette. The thing is I get anxious if I know that I don't have them at the house. Just knowing that they're here is enough for me. But I cannot keep hanging out with people that smoke cigarettes because like my dad used to tell me who your friends are, I'll tell you who you are. So if you hang out with a bunch of crackheads, eventually you're going to become a crackhead. Yeah. If you hang around a bunch of broke people, eventually you're going to be broke. So I make sure that I just don't hang out with people that smoke anymore because that's how I picked up the habit. I was hanging out one night. Let me get a port. Then one turned into another one. Then one turned into a pack. And it's like, I get what the video says, but when you're trying to change, you got to change everything. You got to change the people around you. You got to change your environment. I mean, a lot happened to me at the end of 2024, and my circle shrunk. In order to become better and elevated, everybody's not going to be fit to ride with you on your journey. Some people gonna have to, when that stop comes, that A train stops, some people gonna have to get dropped off and new people get picked up. But I kind of agree with him 50-50. If you want to stop drinking, you got to stop hanging out with your drinking buddies. You want to stop smoking weed, you can't be around your friends that smoke. It's just like you got to change everything in order for the change to stick, But anyway, I'm not going to get much into it. This is something that I wanted to share with you guys because some of my friends that knew, they said, you got to quit. A guy stopped dating me because I wouldn't stop smoking because he saw his dad. He lost his dad seeing that. And he was like, I'm not going to go through that again. And I guess I didn't quit fast enough for that person. And they broke up with me. And you know what? I had to respect that. It is what it is. So we got to respect the people that's addicted, and we got to respect the people that's helping us with our addiction. But we can't enable people. We do that a lot. And sometimes we do need tough love. With that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Shout out to Smitty with that famous saying,
I know you're around somewhere. You know what I mean?
All right, guys.
All right, M3. You know what I mean? Definitely, man. Holla at us, man. You know what I mean? We got my man Nation the Don up in here. Bro, what you want to share, man? You know what I mean? What's your perspective on what you've been watching, what you've been seeing?
Peace and blessings. I just wanted to add to the comments the sister just made. She said that if you hang around people enough, that you pick up their traits. The funny thing is, the Bible said that right away. It said, bad association spoils useful habits. And the funny thing is, certain things are very contagious, like, smiles contagious, and, diseases are contagious. Craziness is contagious too. If you hang around with people who have mental illness, they'll drive you to a mental illness as well. So you got to be cautious with the people who you hang around. You can pick up their traits. You can pick up their habits. I know some people who never drank before until they started hanging around with drinkers, and now they're drinkers too. And I knew people who never smoked before started hanging around with smokers, and they picked up the habit of smoking too. Me, that's sort of my thing too. I prefer to smoke ganja rather than cigarettes, even though that's my fallback when I don't have any ganja. Preferably like Black and Milds, but I can appreciate that the sister doesn't want to be around people who give off the scent of cigarettes, give off the scent of anything that's not cleansed, anything that's not anything that can change the person's psyche a little bit. Sometimes, like being around people who use, certain narcotics, their psyche is changed from the narcotic. I mean, their approach to things, their mood, and so it's with caution that you treat them like she was stating. Basically, keep your guard up, have limited association, and just be yourself.
Man, thanks for sharing that, brother. Thank you for sharing that, man. Appreciate that. For real.
Not a problem.
You know what I mean? Salute to my sister Daniela Gates. Now, they said people create monsters they don't intend on creating all the time just by enabling. Ooh, man. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all support my sister Daniela Gates on all social media platforms, okay? She is a very talented artist. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all show her love. Let me make her a mod, you know what I'm saying, as well. Glad she came through and she showed some love. Thank you for coming through and showing love. Travel One says, and men are the highest culprits of these bad habits and invent them. Travel One.
Travel One is gonna be Travel One. We just gonna keep it moving.
Let me say this, Travel One. I don't know what some man or what men have done to you, but yeah, you gotta go deal with that, family. You gotta deal with
2025, Travel One. Come on,
you gotta get healed from that. You gotta get healed from that. All right. Not everything is a man's fault, sister. Not everything is a man's fault. Now we're gonna get into one of the biggest addictions that we see. Grizz, did you want to share anything before I get to my next video?
Oh, I mean, I know I'm probably gonna get hung for this. So, like, I found out that my dad had an addiction to some substances. I'm just now finding this out. And I know how sometimes because I know how addictions can come in different forms, whether it's drugs or just smoking, or like, I know I have an addiction. Like, people tell me that my addiction is film. My addiction is screenwriting and photography. I'm like, I turn a bad addiction into a good addiction. I mean, whether it depends how you look at it. I seen what drugs can. I literally seen firsthand what can drugs do to you. So I'm like, you know what? My addiction is making films. Because actually, while we're talking right now, I'm actually working on a video right now while we're talking, actually. But yeah, this is my addiction. I'm like, I have an addiction. Me and my wife talked about it. She's like, every time you're here, you're on the computer. I'm like, yes, I'm either writing or I'm editing a video. I'm doing something that pertains to social media or pertains to building. I want to build a production company. So it starts with doing little small things. So that's my addiction. But yeah, I just feel like it depends on what your addiction is, and can your spouse or can your friends handle your addictions? Depends on what it is. Now I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm struggling with a sugar addiction, so I got a sugar addiction, but one addiction at a time, ladies and gentlemen. One at a time.
I have a chocolate addiction.
we gonna touch on the food thing in just a second. I'm gonna get to that. So she says the patriarchy, how isn't everything a man's fault? God says so. Adam disobeyed God. There's no hate for men here. Just speaking because black men, especially, wanted one collar. I don't know what black men you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about. If you're talking about a certain community, and this is what y'all gotta stop doing on this internet thing. Certain communities, you're gonna see certain things. Okay, that's not everything. That's like saying oh, all people that are Caucasian are racist. Or that's like saying all black people eat fried chicken. Or that's like saying that we all watch sports.
All Italians are in the mafia.
Yeah, like, come on, like, come on, family. I know you, and I'm not trying to social intelligence travel one, not at all. But you know that you cannot broad stroke men or just any community as a whole. If you do, that's just simply ignorant. You know what I mean? And it's the intellectual soapbox. We don't do ignorance here. You know what I mean? And I know that you're smart enough to see that it's not all men. It's maybe some men. You know what I mean? It's not the majority of black men. I see another comment. Ain't the majority of black men. You know what I mean? Because you don't. To be honest, you don't speak to the majority of black men. Not the way I do, because I'm a black man, right? Not the way Grizz does. Not the way the brother down here does. You can't really say how we feel because you're not one of us. You're not like us. You know what I mean? All right? You know what I mean? I ain't trying to come for you, Tribal One, but the things you say sometimes with the whole black men thing, yeah, I don't know what black men did you wrong, what you done seen on social media, but you got to get healing, sis. You got to get healing. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? So he said therapy is needed. Absolutely. He said drug addiction is the only disease you only feel after you're cured. Salute to my man, We On Lock Nation. Make sure y'all support We On Lock Nation on all social media platforms. All right. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure black men love you. Black men know what black men have done for generations. We're all black men now. What is the black man plan for 2025? Lay it out. I don't know every black man's plans. Travel One. We all come from different spaces and places. That's impossible to know. Every black man got his own plan. Some black men ain't got no plans at all. All right? Some white men ain't got plans at all. You got to get off this whole black men thing, yo, for real. I don't know what's going on with you. And I'm pretty sure they do love you. You know, I love you. I'm a black man. I love you, sis. No problem. You know what I mean? Let me add the brother back in here. You know what I mean? Give it a shout out. Hold on, Grizz. Hold on. I'm just.
My bad.
You are giving excuses? No, I'm giving you reality. A reality that you don't want to deal with. But yeah, every black man is different. All three of us are black men. We all different. We all don't. I don't do the things that Brother Don does. I don't do the things that Grizz does all the time. I do my own thing. And we may have similarities, but we all have different ways of thinking and different ways of living. So you can't put us all in one box. We seen a presidential inauguration. There were some brothers up there, right? And they had their own opinions of what they felt. There's brothers who don't feel that same way. So how can you put us all in the same box? There's some people who don't even subscribe to either Republican or Democrat. Like, Travel One, like, come on, man. Come on, you got come on. Don't mention 47. I can mention anybody. I'll mention anybody. I don't care. I mentioned 47.
Travel One, you gonna hate me because I'm a Trumpster.
55. President 100, which I probably won't be alive for, but it is what it is. All right, I can mention all of them. All right, you know what I mean? I put them all in the same box. Go ahead, bro. I know you muted your mic. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if this country lasts to 100th president,
that part.
As far as I know, every nation that rises will eventually fall. As long as man is leading it, it'll eventually fall. Because man can't lead man properly.
Mm-hmm.
That is
look
a
at
fact.
Rome. Look at all the other major, like powers in past history. They rise and they strengthen and they take global. They take on the globe to try and be the one on top, and everyone always falls. They say they didn't build Rome in a day, but Rome didn't fall in a day either. It took some time, but every nation will eventually fall.
That is a fact. We got some more comments. I'm about to go into, one of the last few videos I got. All right. You know what I mean? Definitely like my music. You know what I mean? Definitely much love to you, family. I'm glad you came through. We on Lock Nation says Trump, Harris, all are some trick bags to me. We have us. That's a fact. You know what I mean? Look, politicians are politicians. Please understand, they're going to play the political game. All right? Just like I seen at that meeting, I think it was like a week ago, they all sitting together. I seen Obama, Bush, Trump, Kamala. They was all sitting together, chilling. You know what I mean? Probably throwing chicken bones at each other.
It was a
You know what I
it
mean?
was a
So,
politic coup.
y'all be getting caught up in this. They not caught up at all. I seen Obama give Bush a high five and all that.
And
They
the only
get
one in their feelings, so is Michelle Obama. You see, and I'm gonna do a show about that. It made me think about what Kevin Samuel says, that he says the black women ain't never for the black man. You know, the only brother there that was there by himself. What happened to her little when they go low, we go high? What happened to that? But we're not gonna get into that because I'm gonna get into it on my channel one day. Because that bothered me. That bothered me that smooth brother had to walk down that aisle by himself when he got introduced. That's crazy because you and your feelings. Come on, man.
Well, you
What
know,
we doing?
it's all as the late Dick Gregory said, it's all a game. It's all a game. You know what I mean? And I know they all hang out and they all love each other. And a lot of times they do things for spectacle to get us riled up, right? To get us to comment and say something. But at the end of the day, like I said, we all know they hanging out and they around each other all
Of
the time.
course, they all have lunch together. They all.
Yeah.
Trevor once said, "I wouldn't understand." Yeah, I know, right? Because I'm non-black and I don't have a right to talk about it. But I'm gonna talk about it because y'all can't stop me. What y'all gonna do? It's a free country, you know.
Salute to my OG, Mr. Kareem Bliss Johnson. I see you in the building, OG. OG, if you got time, man, come through. I know you're a busy man. I know you hitting the streets. You're moving. You know what I mean? Support the revolution. Support the movement. All right. Support my OG, man. He got some great content. Follow him on all social media platforms. Definitely show him love. You know what I mean? Salute to, Sugar Bum. You know what I mean? Salute. I'm glad you're up in here. She said Michelle always protected by her husband, who says she can do what she wants. Okay. We'll discuss that at a different time. Anyway, you can talk all you want, Grace. You don't understand, and you never will. Okay. Well, listen, we're not gonna do the back and forth with y'all. Y'all can have the debate later, okay? And debate Michelle and whatever Bush wife's name is or whoever else, right? I really don't care.
I'm in the streets. It's cold.
Yeah, it's definitely cold. Ivanka Trump, whoever else. So salute to all them women who with the men as well, in politics. All right, salute to all of them. You know what I mean? I ain't got no dog in the race. You already know how I feel. Now we're gonna get to the next addiction that's really prevalent. All right. You know what I mean? This one is very prevalent. I think we all know about this. Okay, we're gonna let this woman here, our sister here, share about this. All right. And it was an interesting way that she put this when she framed this. And when I seen it, I was like, maybe that is a way that we need to approach this, right? When we're dealing with this addiction or this struggle. Let's get into it, y'all.
I said to myself, you will never eat Doritos or Snickers for the rest of your life. The chapter is closed. Those foods do not serve your body. I had no withdrawals. When I said to myself, you will never eat Doritos or Snickers for the rest of your life, the chapter is closed. Those foods do not serve your body. I had no withdrawals.
Okay, so she verbally told herself that this no longer served her, and she was able to give it up. She was able to give up the food addiction. Now, I mean, what y'all think? Is this cap or, you know what I mean? Or what y'all think about this?
I
No.
think that,
Go ahead, Don. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You started first.
I think that when we can hear ourselves saying we're giving up that addiction, and we made it up in our mind that we're giving up that addiction, and replacing that addiction with something that's wholesome, upright, and good for our bodies, then I think she's on the right path. Now, I put a comment in the group chat, but it didn't actually hit there. I think I only went to one person. I said that the main thing that we should really truthfully be addicted to is life. Now, if we're living and loving and enjoying life, being addicted to life should be our main goal. You know, living our life in a cleanest, most wholesome manner that will continue to give us life, and then being in touch with our higher power, who's the one that provided life in the first place. If we, keep our minds focused on trying to do good in this life, and rather than the bad that's prevalent in our world, life can be very enjoyable. So that's my comment.
Well, I have to say that works for me too, because I just told you guys, I had a mini meltdown where I was craving one, and I talked myself out of it. I said, no, you're not going to do it. And there's a full pack sitting. I'm a very visual person, and I'm a life coach. I coach basketball. So I had to coach myself, and it's sitting right there. So full pack right next to the Nicorette. And I said, no, you're not going to have one. You better than this. You too damn pretty to be smoking cigarettes. That's what one of my homeboys said to me. And he's right. I am too damn pretty to be smoking like a cigarette, smelling like cigarettes. He's like, when a man kisses you, he's like kissing an ashtray. So I talked all that to myself over and over again. And I went for a walk. I went and took Biggie and went for a walk. And when I came back, the craving was gone. So I do believe in self-talk, actually my therapist calls it self-internalizing. You have to internalize things within yourself. Just like you can talk a person into something, you can talk yourself into something or out of something. So it works for me. Now, it doesn't work for everybody, but it worked for me. And I'll say, guys, I'm 5 weeks in today. So check up on me in 2 months I better hold me accountable. I didn't want to say it on live, but sometimes I'm gonna need, check in on me, how them ports doing,
Don't say that, right? I'll be on that line checking on you all the time now.
I know you will, but you know me, I'll be cooking.
I'm right there.
Yeah, we have this funny warped friendship. If I have to talk to Soap, I just send him a bat signal. You know what that bat signal is? A picture of what I just finished cooking. He got to know what it is, how I cooked it, and it's the funniest thing. If I'm ever in trouble, I just got to send him a picture of some food. He gonna call right back. He gonna call.
I am. I'm literally gonna call you right then and there. You're right about that. No hesitation at all. You know what I'm saying? I got to give a shout out to some of my peoples that clocked up in here, man. I see y'all. You know what I mean? Salute to my man Smitty's Corner. Salute. Smitty, if you're able to come up. I gave you the links to come up and all that. You know what I mean?
We just said his name, didn't we? You see how funny that is?
Yep, and he definitely showed up. You know what I'm saying? OG says, yeah, you're not kissing with those cigarettes on you. Glad I was the inspiration for you quitting.
I know that's right.
It's hard to take single people over 40 serious. This is what it is.
Here we go. That's another one, so.
Well, listen, Sugar Bum, we spreading love and inspiration here. You know what I'm saying? We're not taking the pot shots. You know what I mean? I gave you a wrench, but you know what I mean? You got to show respect. You know what I mean? So, you know what it is. You know how I get down. All right, but listen. You know what I mean? We're going to move on. Okay? You know what I mean? Sugar Bum, I'm deleting that comment because that was disrespectful. I'm not going to allow disrespect. You already know what it is. I ain't got time for it. We ain't doing it. All right? Now, we're going to go to our next video. And this is very, very, a very different perspective as the other ones have been on addictions, right? So, this one is huge right here. You know what I mean? This is huge right now, right? Of what this person said. Okay? So, you know what I mean? Let me throw my fair use banner and let's listen to what this brother got to say. Me, myself as well.
Thing you've got to understand is that an addiction is not, you can't beat an addiction. So if you even use that terminology, so this implies that there is an opponent. And once the opponent is vanquished, it is dead forever. I have won, the game is over. That's not how addictions work. So addictions are things that are with you all the time. You never win. You just win the battle today. You can't ever really win the war. I mean, you can. We'll get to that later. But biggest mistake that so many people make with pornography addiction is that they try to beat it. How do I vanquish it? And why is that? It's because people are tired of dealing with it. So the desire to beat it comes out of a fantasy of no longer wanting to fight it every day. Working as an addiction psychiatrist, the worst thing that I want is a patient who thinks they have beaten their addiction, because that's when the addiction really trips you up. Your guard is down now that you've won. It is people who have constant vigilance. Changes are made. That's really when you can conquer it. But for now, don't try to beat it. Try to resist. So first thing.
Ooh, resistance is key. Ooh. Man, he was cooking on that. Let me see what the comment says. Okay. All right, he said that's true. Even sober alcoholics are still alcoholics. Definitely. You know what I mean? In the comments, let's keep it cool and respectful. I don't want to take anybody's wrench away. I don't want to block anybody's comments, all right? I'm not going to say it again because I don't have to. This is my stream. I can just say it once and that's it. Right? That's the power of having stream, y'all. Hey. You know what I mean? Salute to the homie Ku K Kane. You know what I mean? You know, salute. You know what I'm saying? Let me add you, give you a wrench as well up in the chat. You already know what it is. What do y'all think about that? You know what I mean? We never, ever really beat an addiction. You know what I mean? We just, we have our good days and our bad days. What y'all think about that?
I would have to agree, because this is my second time quitting. I quit the first time for like 10 years. And then because I was going through some stuff, and then my coworker happened to be outside and she asked me if I wanted one. And then that was in 2 years. So it is going to be a battle. It is going to be a struggle, especially when I go through stress. What am I going to do instead of running to them box of Newports? Am I going to do something different, or am I going to run to it? So I would have to agree with him, fam, that it is a struggle every day. You may win the battle today, but you still got to fight that war, and you got to continue fighting that war.
I feel like regression, it is a war, but I feel like a person can be capable enough to beat an addiction. I feel like you can be strong enough to beat an addiction. Because I know with me, like, I don't really drink soda. Actually, I don't drink soda. And that was my addiction. Like, I haven't had orange soda in 5-10 years, maybe. I haven't had Coke in a few years because I know what Coke can do to you and do to your car. But I feel like a person is able to beat an addiction if they want to. But it is a battle. It's a struggle to like exist on a regular basis, especially if you're around people who do it on a regular basis, who do certain things on a regular basis. But right now. But I mean, I feel like a person is able to beat if they want to. That's it.
Man, I got my OG in the building. OG, what's going on? What's good, OG?
Peace. What's going on? Salute to the panel. How y'all doing?
What's happening?
How you doing, sir? Nice to meet you.
Oh, don't act like you never met me. We was on here with each other before. You met me before. Don't act shy now.
It's been a minute, okay? I'm just coming back again. I'm back on the scene.
Yeah, don't act shy now. Yeah, well, I've dealt with several addictions or several lifestyles that could be classified as addictions, and people usually miss out on it. Violence and the use of violence is a very addictive space. carrying guns is a very addictive space, but people don't recognize it as such because it is so criminalized. I've dealt with the soda addiction as well, and definitely with the candy and sweets addiction. I was always a slim guy in stature and always wanted to gain weight, regardless of how people thought I looked and how I move in a certain energy. I always wanted to be larger and bigger, so I ate everything. That was within my diet. I was never a pork eater. I never had pork, and I stopped eating red meat in 1999. But as far as the sugars, the candies, it was bad. It was terrible. And I just recently, maybe about, I would say 2 or 3 years ago, kicked the Snickers and the Mounds and all that, and it was rough. It's still a struggle. I mean, you could go into any type of store, whether it's a grocery store or some convenience store, even the gas station, and you see it, and man, you will reach for it. So I can only imagine people who have to deal with other substances that are a bit more addictive, that trigger off different type of emotions, such as the cigarettes, the nicotine, or the liquor, or something that's more of a hard type of narcotic. It is a definite struggle. Some need therapy and consistent therapy to deal with it. So it's not something that any of us should really take lightly or sort of make jest of when it comes to that. I know on my platform, I'm consistently calling people custies and things of that nature because of how they move. And in certain circles, we know that they've been, people who have struggled with crack cocaine and stuff like that. And just in light of how they're presenting themselves, people seem to utilize them, right, for a statement or for an infliction on a statement in dealing with certain issues that we deal with. But in all seriousness, it is definitely hard, especially for one who hasn't had professional help, to pull up out of any type of addiction, any of it, and what makes something as addictive is when you don't have control. So others may believe they're not addicted, but when you don't have control, that is where it is an issue. And I'm gonna land on that, but I'm definitely appreciative as always to come into this space, and dialogue, with higher intellect individuals.
OG, thanks, man. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate you, man. Make sure y'all follow OG on all social media platforms. Mr. Kareem Bliss Johnson, man. Follow him, man. He got some wonderful, wonderful content. He's always been supportive of me, and I definitely appreciate him. To the full, for real. We build on a regular basis. Yes. If you ever get to deal with him, this definitely you better take notes, for real. Brother Nashawn, go ahead, bro. I know you want to chime in.
I wanted to comment that, saying that I'm following along with his thoughts. Sometimes when you think about it, anything that's out of balance that we do, whether it be smoking and not having a proper view of it and a balanced view of it, or the use of alcohol and not having a balanced view and properly keeping it in perspective, can become an addiction. If we like feed the wolf that is the beast, that's of the addiction class, if we feed that beast, we will become addicted. If we constantly feed that That means he'll get hungrier and hungrier and bigger and bigger, and the beast can get out of control. But if we feed the humane and keep it, balanced, rather than overdoing things, we limit the possibility of the addiction. And that's my comment.
Man, okay. Thank you for sharing that, bro. Thank you for sharing that. All right, we got one little more video, and then, man, I got to get up out of here. You know what I mean? I get up out of here early, too, man. I'm glad I get up out of here right before 4 o'clock. Yes. You know what I mean? Brother definitely going to take some time to handle some things in the crib. You know what I mean? And I get to relax. You know what I'm saying? Like Grizz is doing right now. You know what I mean? So let me get to the last video. I'm going to play the first 2 minutes of this, and after that, we're going to chime in, and then we're going to get final thoughts, and we get out of here. All right, let me pull up the last video. All right. Where's it at? Let me put this up real quick. Here we go. All right. You know what I mean? Fair use as always. Fair use. Everybody mute their mic.
As of 2021, more than 36 million people worldwide were estimated to be experiencing substance abuse disorder. This condition spans a spectrum of patterned drug use that causes issues in a person's life. At the more severe end of the spectrum is substance addiction. To understand why some people are more susceptible to addiction and why it can be so difficult to treat, let's take a look at how addictive drugs affect the body. When someone repeatedly uses an addictive substance, their brain may adjust to account for its regular presence. This is called tolerance. It diminishes the drug's effect and means more is required to produce the same experience. Alcohol, for instance, increases the transmission of chemical messengers like endorphin and GABA, which promote sensations of pleasure and calmness. When someone uses alcohol frequently, their brain will adapt to its presence. So when they don't use it, their brain receives fewer signals from those pleasure and calm-inducing neurotransmitters, which impacts their energy and mood. In addition to the unique effects each addictive substance has, all of them alter the release of dopamine in a brain region called the nucleus accumbens. This area is part of the brain's reward pathway, which is sensitive to experiences that give us pleasure and drives us to repeatedly seek them out. The reward pathway is essential to our well-being, but addictive substances also exploit it. When someone is repeatedly using a substance and their body has adapted to its presence, they may develop dependence, where the drug is necessary for them to function comfortably. Meanwhile, repeated use can decrease the influence of the brain's cortex, which is responsible for driving deliberate decision-making and limiting impulsive behaviors. And it can increase the influence of the brain's subcortex, which is crucial in habit learning and impulsivity. Together, these changes can make someone feel a lack of control over how they're using a substance.
All right, family, what y'all think? Let's build.
I actually agree with the comments in the video. You know, that tolerance is built up over time and usage, and the more you use, the more susceptible you can become to get addicted.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah,
I mean, he's right. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it definitely is. It's because when you show these videos and these clips, it always takes me back to all of the years of trainings and going through different therapeutic spaces with several individuals, from AA to NA, to SA to gambling, you know, and when they speak of that tolerance, it just took me back to watching so many individuals, even today, you know, in our communities, and when we look at them and we try to assess what may be going on with them, what may be troubling them, that tolerance piece, man. There's a lot of people that's walking around in that specific space and can't get to the substance or the feeling. They can't get to it. They can't reach it, right? And I'm watching that, and I see that a lot, even with these younger kids that's in this lifestyle, right? That may be into the drill, that may be into just being out in the streets. They're trying to touch something. They're trying to reach it because we haven't been paying attention to them as they go through the themes of their lives and start to draw a tolerance for the bullshit. You know, and that is so deep. It's so deep, and if more of us would understand that and understand where they are when we meet them, we could possibly be more of an assistance to them.
I have another comment.
Definitely. Grace, go ahead. I know you want to share.
Well, obviously you keep doing something, it becomes a habit, and your tolerance level does build. Like, I know I have an addictive personality. When I like something or somebody, I'm all in. That's why I've never done drugs except, you know, for that ganja. But I will never do coke because, one, I know what it can do to people. And two, I know I have an addictive personality. Because I know that about myself, I tend to stay away from things that I know that can be addictive. You know, like, I'm the type that when I like a song, I listen to it so much that I get sick of it. So we need to recognize and really get to know each other, who we are as people. Stop worrying about other people and other genders and do work on ourselves. We're so busy pointing fingers, Travel One, that there's three pointing at you. We all fucked up right now because we wouldn't be in this predicament that we are right now. Whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, polka dot, or Martian, we all fucked up. Okay? And then I hate when y'all come up here and want to box shit that I'm bashing black women. I'm talking about every fucking body. If you want to take it personal, if it doesn't apply, let it fly, people. But we all have our struggles. And yes, if we eat fucking Roman noodles for 21 days, we just created a habit. Anything you do for 21 days straight, it's a habit. How about y'all get your asses up and do dishes 21 days straight? You see that every time you see some dishes in the sink, it'll bother you. I learned something. It said, if it takes you less than 2 minutes to do it, just do it. So if I see a couple cups in the sink, less than 2 minutes, I'm gonna knock it out, and I'm gonna reward myself with a joint. You see what I'm saying? Reward yourself. Just like Soup said, get all your chores out the way, do what you gotta do, and then reward yourself with something that's not going to be addictive, or it's going to create a struggle. You know, so it's crazy. We all are different. We all deal with things differently, and we got to embrace our differences instead of always talking shit to each other. I'm telling y'all, I'm coming for all of y'all this time. I'm not going to just sit, you know, but I'm coming with the grace of God on me now, and with the armor of God. I'm going to clap back. But I'm going to clap back gracefully, because y'all ain't just going to sit here and talk shit to me and accuse me of bashing people, because you know what? We all bash each other. We all bash each other. Just because I don't look like you, I'm not black, and I got light skin and hair, I'm a black woman basher. Get the fuck over it. Build a bridge, cry a river, and get over it. Because you ain't listening to black men. You ain't listening to black women. You ain't listening. So why y'all want to listen to me then? Anyway, I digress. My mic is muted.
Bam.
God damn, that shit's in the show right there. But no, go ahead, Bruno.
I just wanted to mention sometimes, you know, what we feed ourselves can be addictive, whether our body needs it or not. I mean, we need sugar in our body for energy.
Yeah.
Certain foods turn into energy, but raw sugar can be addictive. And people have sugar addictions through the things they drink, food that are high in sugar, for the foods they eat, like eating sweets, eating chocolates, eating ice cream all the time. You can be addicted to those things, and the problem is imbalance once again. You know, when you don't have a balanced view of what you're taking into your body, whether it be alcohol, whether it be sugar, whether it be what other foods that you can eat that could be that you need but can cause harm. Like I used to have a salt addiction. I called myself a saltaholic because I used to just love throwing some salt. But what did it do? I'm high blood pressure now. I can't have salt. So it was an improper view. It was an improper view of my salt, and you know, it's not.
Don, were you the type to not even taste the food first, and you would just put salt on it before you even tasted it?
Yeah, my mother would always say, "You gotta taste the food first," and I was like, "Ma, I know you're cooking. I need salt. You don't cook with salt, Ma. I need salt." Said, "Boy, I seasoned it. You don't need salt." and you know, funny thing is, after years of not having salt in my food, not making food with salt, I've gotten around not having salt in my food. And I mean, I cook with Mrs. Dash. I use a lot of garlic. I use a lot of pepper and a lot of onion powder and other seasonings that I don't even miss salt.
I know that's right.
So, but I was a saltaholic for a long time. I mean, I still have cravings for salt. You know, every time I walk in the store and see a bag of potato chips, I'll be like, say no. It's the
You gotta internalize.
Right.
It's the addiction talking. Just stop it. You know, do that to myself, but I have to, because I know myself. Especially after smoking some ganja. Oh, some sweets, some salt. Oh, I gotta have it.
Right.
Munchy time. But at
Praise
those times,
Jesus,
that's when I try and get something healthy. An apple. Well, maybe not an apple because I can't bite into it. But
cut it up.
Grapes. I got dentures. That's why I can't bite into an apple. Grapes. Get yourself a nice mango. Peel it and suck on it. For salt, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe popcorn. I don't know. I don't know.
Mrs. Dash, I heard, is good.
Mrs. Dash, I use all the time. That's my best friend. Mrs. Dash and me Mrs. Dash is my lover. Let's put it that way.
I know with me, I used to put my coffee. I used to put a ridiculous amount of sugar in my coffee. I couldn't even taste my coffee. All I taste was sugar. Now I don't even put sugar in my coffee. I just put like a dash of creamer. Actually, I might get some coffee right now. Coffee was actually my coffee. It is kind of still my addiction. And also to capitalize on what Grace had said earlier, I got more problems. I have more problems than Anakin Skywalker, and that's saying something. But no, I just like, and also too, like I'm gonna show y'all like one of my dishes right now. I'm talking to y'all and I'm doing this. I'm actually working on learning how to do a ghost effect, and after this, I'm doing something else. This is my addiction, video editing. But I just want to say that it depends on how you aim your addictions. It depends on what your addictions are. If you have good addictions like running, your addiction can be like just running every day or exercising every day. That can be a good addiction, or an addiction to like just healthy food. Like one time you can be 800 pounds and all of a sudden you're 800, now you're down to 600, now you're down to 300. I'm like, how you do that? But yeah, I mean, it just all depends on how you manage your addiction.
Damn. I need that gym addiction.
Professional musician.
Man, thank y'all for all sharing about your perspectives. Yeah, you don't like music. Yeah, I kind of touched on that a little bit, but I ain't really touching that too much. Yes, intimacy is an addiction as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, that that's something that people got to battle through as well. But listen, y'all, this was great, man. I'm glad that we all talked about our struggles. We all talk about different things that we have encountered and gone through. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, man, I want to thank everybody for coming through and being a part of the conversation and people in the chat. Thank y'all for being supportive and loving. I want to thank everybody that came up here. And 3, thank you for coming through. My man Grizz, definitely for coming through. OG, you already know what it is. Deshauna Don, Manny Mariah, you already know. You're on fire, you already know. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Misha Mack. Salute.
Yes,
you know what I mean? It's all good. The notifications, YouTube sometimes play with notifications. We know how YouTube do. You know what I mean? Definitely. Thanks for coming through. You don't like my music. But with that being said, I'm going to drop my outros. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Your music is fire, bro. I love the music is laid back, chill vibe is fire, bro. You know what? You know what? For those of you who don't like my brother's music, y'all can go somewhere and just go listen to your own music. You ain't got to be up here.
I love that intro. I'm so glad you kept that intro. That's my shit right there.
Real.
Hey, listen, man. It is what it is, man. Thank y'all for loving the music and the intros and all that. Y'all know how we do. I got some new stuff I'm about to work on with my graphic designer KMA. Salute to her. You know what I mean? Also, some stuff I'm working with my man Dark Late. We're gonna do some stuff as well. You know what I mean?
I also need to interview both of you too.
Definitely, bro. You know what I mean? He said Quinn is one smart brother. Definitely. Mr. Brian showing love. Mr. Brian, hopefully you're safe in LA as well. Hopefully your mom is safe, man. Your whole family is safe. Salute to everybody in LA that's going through the struggle. I donated something via my gameplay on Call of Duty to the fire things. You know what I'm saying? So definitely keep safe, man, and keep it going, y'all. But with that, much love, y'all. We are out. I'm gonna drop all my outros, and y'all know what to do. Peace.
Holla.